vatos! ¿Qué pasó? Estoy Luke Rudowski here in the middle of nowhere, literally. I'm in the boondocks at a location that doesn't even have a police department. Yeah. Bugged out of New York City for obvious reasons, and I haven't done one of these videos in a while because I never had a real opportunity to do so, since of course there's been just a lot of just chaos and panic and insanity. And I've been incredibly lucky to have a friend that is letting me watch over their farm for a month. Also, if you have some farms you want me to watch over in the Northeast area, please let me know. I have to tell you, it is a huge sigh of relief to be able to be somewhere that is in the middle of nowhere, where you're surrounded by a whole bunch of incredible wild animals. The main kind of emphasis that I really wanted to focus on specifically in this video is about understanding your mental health well-being, because I'm seeing a lot of people act extremely ridiculous and go to many different extremes. A lot of people are commenting a lot of interesting things in my videos. A lot of people are responding very negatively, and there seems to be just a lot of that. And obviously with extreme circumstances comes extreme time and extreme reactions, and we're seeing a lot of that. I hope that's deer tracks that we're seeing here. I've seen a couple Bambis walking around here. Again, I'm not very astute when it comes to nature, but I'm learning, and I'm trying to spend my time here as productively as I can. But I just saw one article that really kind of sparked a lot of different thoughts that I wanted to share with you, and it's a medical study that talked about the significant rise of cancer deaths related to the 2008 financial crisis. And this has a lot of different implications, a lot of things that are worth considering, especially now during this kind of financial crisis that the world is dealing with, as well as just the worldwide crisis that we're all finding ourselves in because of these very incompetent government actions that have made this that much worse. But when I was looking at this study, it was kind of surprising to see hundreds of thousands of people die, a major spike in cases directly related to them being involved and getting impacted by the 2008 financial crisis. Which, again, when you look at the 2008 financial crisis, a lot of criminality there, a lot of Federal Reserve engineering secret bailouts. We call that Ben Bernanke for doing a lot of those heinous actions against, the people of this country. Because essentially, if you look at what happened in 2008, it was essentially a huge scheme that just, again, made a bubble that popped that much bigger, that much worse, and it rewarded the people who created the mess of a situation that the world found itself in. And then the people who did it got bonuses? You'd be freaking kidding me. But if you weren't a part of the 0.1%, you suffered very heavily from 2008. A lot of people lost their homes, a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people still haven't fully recovered from it, and they got screwed over, while some people profited off of that crisis. And because of that stress, because of that mental pressure that they went through, it was directly correlated to a lot of people getting cancer and dying afterwards. Which shows you, of course, I am not a medical professional, not a medical doctor, this is not medical advice, but I think there's a case to be made that your mental health is directly related to your physical health, and what you mentally perceive, what you mentally believe, what is happening in your brain is correlated in a very significant way to your health. Now, this is extremely important to bring up, especially during these times when, of course, we have the situation that's unfolding right now in front of our very eyes with, of course, the coronavirus that, again, you can't even talk about it anymore. YouTube doesn't want you talking about this anymore, but you know what? We just don't care, obviously, as you've seen from our latest actions here. This definitely is not a pathway here, but we're going to just keep walking here because there's a really beautiful view up ahead that I really want to share with you guys. But continuing on my kind of train of thought here, What you believe, what you perceive, is essentially what you create. Right now, people are creating a lot of chaos, a lot of panic, a lot of fear, a lot of negative emotions, a lot of things that essentially are destroying your way of life and will impact you one way or another, whether negatively impacting you and your relations now and how you feel, or later down the line, where you may get a major illness because of just the constant kind of fear and worrying and just crap that everyone's going through. I was flipping through the boob tube yesterday just for the kick of it, and I remember going on a clip by ABC News, and on ABC News they put out all the stops. They produced this video with sound. It was almost like it was a horror film, and I remember watching this thing, just flipping the channels, just to see what they were talking about, and it was absolutely terrifying. It was anxiety-inducing, heartbeat music, panic, fear about, showing someone dying, not being able to catch their breath. Absolutely horrible. Now, you don't see them doing that with other things like starvation, like cancer. Now, I'm not underplaying what's happening right now. If you've been watching our videos, you know that I've been taking the current situation that we're all dealing with very, very seriously. I've been telling people to get prepared a long time ago. I've been telling people to take this seriously, as the mainstream media was telling you it's just the flu, as the World Health Organization, Surgeon General, CDC, and government were lying to you. I've been telling you, hey, this is going to be something major, and the government's going to use this crisis. They're going to make sure it's going to be major, so they're going to benefit off of it. But after watching it, I could only imagine what the average person is going through, stuck in their houses, just watching the mainstream media. And the overall kind of longer kind of point that I wanted to make here is, your time is determined by you. Your time could do you, or you could do your time. And to try to spend this time that you have to yourself as productively as you can, because at the end of the day, it will make the biggest amount of difference. You could sit there, you could pout, and you could just watch the mainstream media, and you could see those are big tracks. You could watch the mainstream media trash, garbage, and you could be affected by it, and it slowly eats away not only at your physical health but also your spirit. If your spirit is not strong, if your will is not strong, if your vigor for life and experience is not strong, you're essentially being making sure there's no big wild animals out here. You're essentially just giving up your life and already calling it quits. So my advice for you here today is to not call it quits. Is to take this time that you have and to see it as an opportunity. Don't just sit there and pout. I mean, I just saw Amy Schumer on her social media, her fat, potato-faced, blubbered self laying on the couch. You see Ellen DeGeneres crying because for once in a while, the world's attention is not on them, and they have to sit with themselves, and they're absolutely freaking out into their multi-million-dollar mansions. Meanwhile, I'm literally on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so pleased that I'm taking this chance, and I'm taking this opportunity that we've all been given. Because at the end of the day, we could all see this as a big misfortune, as a big problem, but we could also see this as a big opportunity, and I'm doing my best to see this as best as I can. I'll be honest with you, it's difficult, and it's easier said than done, but just even the small things that you could do, keeping a little gratitude journal, making sure that you stay productive, making sure you try to learn a new skill or trade during this time will make the biggest amount of difference. And that's what I've been doing here. I've been working on myself. I've been doing the Wim Hof breathing exercises. I've been doing the cold showers. I've been exercising every day. I've been learning to fend for myself, to cook for myself. I've been learning archery and how to shoot crossbows. I've been learning how to, of course, navigate myself in the woods. I got some bear mace too. I'm ready for you, Yogi. Yogi better watch out. I don't mess around. And I'm really trying to take this opportunity to be as good as I can and to see this as positively as I can. And I hope you guys are doing the same as well. I see a lot of negative comments. I see a lot of hate. I see a lot of fear. I see a lot of people just freaking out, just being angry all the time. And of course, that's a symptom of you essentially being by yourself. Don't be like one of those celebritards. Don't be like, what's that Bieber looking girl? Ellen. Don't be like Bieber. Don't be like that big potato sack, Amy Schumer. Don't be like any of these weak, pathetic little ninnies. Don't let your time do you. You do your time as productively and as amazingly as you can by being the best version of yourself and preparing yourself for the worst. And by also, most importantly, understanding the basic principles of radical self-reliance. That's another thing people don't teach you. Radical self-reliance. I know that from the whole Burning Man, hippy-dippy kind of experiences that I had in my life that, again, most likely will be postponed. But everything in life, again, is either an opportunity or it's an opportunity wasted. You make that decision. You make that call every single day, sitting on your buttocks. And yeah, what are you doing? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear your feedback, your comments on how you're spending your time during this incredibly interesting period of life that, trust me, is going to get a lot more interesting. Thank you guys again for having this little walk and talk with me. I always appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.